You're listening to In the Room podcast with Rima and Rachel.
Hey, everyone. Good morning. You are in the room. I'm Rima.
And I'm Rachel.
Yes, you are. Hi, friend. How are you?
I'm okay. You know, I had
Nice.
an interesting conversation this week. I'm still in LA.
Okay.
I finished, by the time this airs, it will be, long past, but I finished on the project that I was working on. So that was
Right. Which
super
cannot be
great
told
and
right now, but
tiring
maybe
and
someday.
everything. But I had the opportunity to get together with friends while I've been here, and that's been fantastic. I love
That's
that
amazing.
reconnecting with people. But one of the things that we've been doing, Rima, as we've been on these podcasts is saying, hey, is there anything that you'd like us to talk about, that you'd like
Right.
topics, anything you'd like to hear? And so I asked one of my friends and she was like, yeah, actually there is.
Okay.
I think this is something that both women and men, I mean, primarily we focus on women in this group. Like our listeners, the majority of them are
Yeah.
women, although I think we do have a couple men there. But and thank you, men that do listen. And this
Our
is
husbands.
relevant
But
for
my
you
husband, I don't
too.
know if he's listened.
I know. I don't think my husband has either. That's fine. Because
Right.
then maybe I can
It's
talk
okay.
about him more, knowing that he
Right.
doesn't listen and not feel
Right.
bad about it.
Shh, don't tell
But
anyone.
I know he's in the next room.
Yeah.
He's in the be quiet. Don't anybody tell
Yeah.
him. But 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 I think there is, as women, we wear so many different hats.
Right.
And I feel like this has been kind of the women's burden that we have carried throughout the ages to manage and do all these different things without getting burned out, without
Okay.
becoming
Right.
overwhelmed. Because I know for me, so I'll just give an example. So for me, I am an actor. I am an antiques dealer. I run an Airbnb. I manage my household. I take care of all the bills and everything. I am a wife. I am a mother. I am all these things. And I
Right.
know for me, there are times when I am just super burned out.
Burned out. So
Super
is
burned
your
out.
is your friend, like, when she brought this up, because it is interesting, because we know I run on high velocity, right?
Absolutely. And this is
Okay.
why I
And
thought it was a great
sure.
topic for us to talk about ways of
Right.
managing.
Right. And so is she, I guess my question is she trying to navigate the burnout? Because I think in one of our episodes, I think, and if we haven't talked about it, then we will, but I think we talked a little bit about, or maybe we didn't, how I have to go into like a dark day.
Oh,
Did we talk
no.
about that?
I don't
Okay.
that
So,
doesn't sound familiar to me. So
okay.
talk
So
about that.
I run on super high energy.
Yeah.
I also feel like, and I'm just going to once again make a disclaimer, I am not a psychologist. I wasn't a doctor in the other one, and I'm not a psychologist, but I feel like I have the answer to everything. So here we go again. Here
Well,
we go again.
I think as that disclaimer is being said, I think whereas we are not psychologists, I know that I
Correct.
have had therapy, and
Right.
I think we're just speaking from our own personal experiences and
100%. You're saying it
our
again
life
over and over.
our life lessons that we have learned as women
Yes.
of a certain age along the way. So,
Yes. So that
hit it.
being said, I feel like, sorry, I'm going to cough. I feel like by choice, I wear more hats that can cause me to burn out because I'm doing it by choice. Now, there are women out there that have to perform many different tasks just because life dealt them that card
Yeah.
or the situation they're in. But it sounds like your friend is not talking about, like, I'm burned out from everyday normal life. Everyday normal life, we all get burned out about anyway. You have to be a mom, you have to go to work, those are simple things, but there's more that we involve ourselves in. Do you have to be part of the PTA, or do you want
Right.
to be part of the PTA or
Right.
PTO or whatever it's called, the school organization? Do you have to volunteer on your children's athletic or fine arts things, or do you want to? And so I
Right.
feel like burnout happens because I'm just going to say it. I think all of us have a little FOMO. I totally have FOMO.
Mm,
And so the fear of missing out on something, I think as women, we want to just engage. We are creatures that want to be engaged consistently. We want community. We want
right.
girlfriends. And we get FOMO if like, oh, well, they're going and doing this, but I've got all this laundry piled up and I've got all these things and I've got things with my kids or my grandkids or my work or my volunteer work or my husband or but we don't want to miss out on the opportunity because we are creatures that need to be needed and
Sure.
want to serve and help.
Yeah.
That's what being a woman is about. Whether you're a mother or not, it doesn't matter. You could be a mother of you could be a cat mom or a dog mom, or you can be the best aunt in the world. This has nothing to do with like the bearings of children. The children
Right.
make your life more impacted because there's more to do. But I
Oh,
kind of feel like what's driving the burnout isn't what do we do about the burnout? It's what do you do about FOMO? Do you really have fear of
mhm.
missing out? And is you're engaging in so many other different activities because you have fear of missing out? I do.
Yeah.
I acknowledge it. I go into it with FOMO knowing I don't want to miss out, so I will run my rubber into the ground at 110 miles an hour cuz I don't want to miss out. Maybe somebody else can't handle that
Yeah.
and needs to learn and say, I know I'm going to miss out, but my mental health, my physical health, whatever, I need to step away and not have FOMO. I don't know what your girlfriend is dealing with, but I think that a lot of us, I mean, a lot of us don't want to admit the fact that we don't want to miss out. And so
Well,
we
and I
overcommit
think
ourselves.
I think that's an interesting theory. So then, like, then the question kind of becomes, okay, if that is where all of these, fingers and all the different pies
Right.
is coming from, how do we balance that
Yeah.
so that then, like, what is like, let me ask you, okay, Rima, you have this FOMO, like, you want to be involved in all these things. But
Right.
then is there something in your life that has to give that allows you to be able to do these
Okay,
other
so
things? Like
so
that you've got to
the
like
dark date. So this is what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about. So for
yeah.
me, now this is just for me, doesn't work for everybody else. I tend to run a lot. And I've learned that it's okay to have a day or two of, and I'll call them dark days. Like I will wake up and be completely unmotivated.
Ugh,
Like really don't want to engage with people. Um, at first, I thought something was wrong with me.
okay.
And so I questioned myself, like, why am I like this? Or have I taken up, like, I questioned, did I take on too many things? Is that why I'm feeling this? Should I give something up? Should I learn to say no more? And, I realized for me, that's not the case because I'd
Really?
start to give up some things. And once again, I wasn't as happy. I wasn't as energized.
Okay.
What I did find is that I need to step out of life for a couple of days and just say it's okay to sit on the couch all day on a Saturday and a Sunday and do nothing. Do no
And just
laundry
give yourself that freedom to kind of recharge?
and to kind of feel blue. Like I really when I go into it I kind of feel it's kind of like I'm depressed. Like I just kind of feel like I don't want to do anything. I'm questioning everything. Like my brain's just been kind of overloaded with everything.
Uh-huh.
And when I feel it coming on, now I've had it enough where I kind of go into it and I'll even tell my husband like, "Hey," he'll go like, "Oh, what's wrong with you today?" Or "Are you feeling okay?" And I'm like, "I just want to sit on this couch
Mm.
and I just want to watch Netflix for like 5 hours." And and that's not normal for me. And I don't want to eat anything and I don't want to cook and I don't want you to ask me any questions. I just want to exist without having to just engage. And he's kind of like, "Cool." Now he knows. And then sometimes it only takes me a day to snap out of it. Like, then I'll go to bed the next day and I'll wake up and go, okay, that was a whole waste of a day. For me, that's a lot. 24 hours of doing nothing is a lot for me. So I'm ready to jump back in. But I kind of pace myself as I jump back in because it's kind of like recovery mode. It's
Yeah.
kind of like
Well, and
I'm in recovery mode.
I think if you can start looking at it instead of like it was a total waste of a day
Right.
or, what like because that I think has such negative connotations. But
Right.
if you know that for yourself, like, I don't wanna give up those things, like,
Right.
I think for other people, it may be like, you need to examine, like you said, like, what are the needs and what are the wants, you know? You
Right.
need to examine that and what can you let go of?
Right.
But
And
for
is there
you
FOMO involved with it? Because
right, and
if there isn't, if the wants are just the wants and the needs are just the needs, and you can clearly say, I want all these things, but I'm overloaded, so I'll knock them out, then you're golden. Then it's just a matter of making some decisions and prioritizing. If you have FOMO, you don't want to for somebody that has FOMO, you don't want to not do anything. Like for
right.
me, I don't want to not do anything. I will manage my day so that I am literally like 5 minutes apart from event to event sometimes because I don't want to miss out. Where somebody else might go, "Are you kidding? Like I'm not doing 3 Zooms, 2 pickleball games,
No,
a dinner, a
no.
breakfast, shopping," and but I will literally schedule myself so I am like flying from one event to another or hopping on a Zoom from one thing to another, whatever it is because I don't wanna miss out. Not everybody does that. I
Yeah,
get
that
that
is
that's
that
not
is not me.
normal.
I am the not everybody that does
Right.
that. Like,
So
I
how do
feel
you feel then? So how do you go into these places where you feel like how do you balance it all? Or what do you do? Like, because I don't think your
yeah,
girlfriend is probably like me, but maybe some of you out there can relate to part of what I'm like
yeah.
or have FOMO. But for somebody that maybe doesn't have FOMO that's just running things in life.
Yeah. So what I've noticed for me is that I like having a clean house. Like, I don't
Okay.
like going to somebody's house and the toilet is not clean
Okay, so
or what
those of you that are going to entertain Rachel, listen very carefully
clean the
right now.
toilet. Just clean
Mhm,
the
she's
freaking
gonna
toilet.
stay at your house, FYI.
Or like one of the things that really gets me, it's like I'm not meticulous about stuff, but like
Right.
I don't like dirty kitchen sinks.
Okay, I
Like
get it.
those
It's
2
totally
things, like, whatever,
yeah,
if there's dust on the shelf, meh, don't care, but I don't
right.
want like, in my house, I don't want, like, a gross kitchen
Old
sink. I
oatmeal
don't
on the I get it. Mhm.
I don't own
Okay.
sponges because I don't like the way they smell. Like, I don't like
Yeah,
but, like, everything is brushes that can, like, go through
yes.
the dishwasher. So what I notice when I start getting overwhelmed, and I think it also may be being a creative person,
Right.
like those creative things kind of come first for me. My house will get messy. It won't be dirt, like I won't have a dirty toilet, but there will be stuff around.
You're not
And
picking up as much as
I'm
you
not
did.
picking up I'm not picking up. That is the first thing, like that is my biggest sign that I am overwhelmed, is
Okay?
that my bathroom counter has, like all my stuff on it that should be put
Yeah.
away. the laundry needs to be folded and it's kind of sat on the sofa for a couple of days. There's stuff that is
Yeah.
around. And so
So
for
when
me,
you see that, Rachel, so when you are living in that, so you're walking around your house now
yeah,
and things are not done, right? So the
yeah,
kitchen sink's not picked up, the bathroom is not cleaned up, and you
yeah.
see it and you're in this place of like, those are what I call my dark days, right? So I'll call
Mhm,
those my dark days. So those are your dark days where you're like, okay, things have gotten out of hand.
mhm.
Immediately when you realize that, do you sit in that space for a while and go kind of darker and let it be? Or do you immediately fix it? You're now cleaning and what do you do?
Yeah. So no, I don't. I don't immediately fix it
Okay.
because I feel like these things, working on my 3 businesses or whatever it may be, like, I feel like those are the things that kind of take priority. I'm like, "Okay,
Okay.
these things, like, no one's gonna die if the laundry sits on the sofa, no one's gonna die. But if I don't do these things, my business isn't gonna grow. I'm not
Right.
gonna feel as productive, you know?
Right.
So they do have a tendency to sit, but I also then I don't like it because I like being in an environment and I know that the balance is skewed,
Yeah.
And so I know that, like, psychologically, something's not working right in my brain because these things aren't getting done. So actually one of the things that I did recently was I put into and I am not about AI running my life.
I so am. Okay. That's a whole nother topic. Okay. But what
Well,
did you do?
but
I want
so
to know
what
what
I
you
did
did.
what I did was I went to, who is slowly becoming my best friend.
Chat.
I
Yep.
went to chat and
Chatty chat.
I wrote out this whole thing about, like, having difficulty balancing the jobs and, like,
Okay.
life responsibilities, and I put in all these things. I'm like, "As an actor, I need to be looking my best, exercising, eating right, blah, blah, blah. Podcast I record once a week, edit it, create teas, blah, blah, blah. Antique business, performing music," because Brad and I perform
Right.
music, the short-term guest rental, like, all these things. So I listed out all
Okay.
these things that I have to do,
And
and chat, like, came back and was the core shift is you need to run your life like a weekly business. And
okay.
managing, like, it broke it down into, like, 5 departments, managing being an actor, podcasting, antique resale business, short-term rental, home, relationship, personal life, and then gave me, like, listed out an entire example week customized to my life about, like,
Wow.
how I should do this day by day, and then, like, the non-negotiable daily non-negotiables, um, power blocks, creating 90-minute deep work blocks.
See,
Uh,
I'm getting stressed out with you
are
saying
you?
all this. To
But for
me, that's like, I get it. For you, I
I
think that's
love it, like, I'm like,
amazing. You love it. And I am stressed out because if I have to be held into boxes of constraints, that stresses me out. I need to move free flowing and
yeah.
just let everything happen. And if I were to put my schedule into Chat GPT, they would say, you need to go on vacation on an island for like, there's no, they would
Where there's
say,
no people, where there's
there's
nothing.
no,
But for
yeah.
me, and one of the things that I've learned about myself as I've gotten older, and certainly, like, when I was a single mom and raising those kids by myself, I mean, you are fly by the seat of your
Oh,
pants.
yeah.
Were
Oh,
some things There were some things that I learned about myself during that time that really helped me, and that was, like, meal planning for the week, and that's where I started to learn
yes.
that as creative and kind of go with the flow as I can be, I learned about myself that I really like structure. I like, as they say, having my ducks in a row. If
Yes.
I feel like my ducks are in a row, and if I have lists that I can check off,
Then you feel
my gosh,
accomplished. Yes.
the mental freedom that
Yes.
I find in that is It's amazing.
And I actually do lists too. I just everything is jammed together more. But
Yeah.
I want to touch on something because this is because you've just hit on something that reminded me that I wanted to bring this back up. So in in a podcast a while back, we talked about how tired you were
Yes.
and we talked about some solutions. And so one of the things I had told you was go do a craft or it was
Yeah.
that lull in the middle of the day. I
Yeah.
also feel like that was a time in your life when you weren't doing as much. And we talked about that and we knew
Mhm.
that. Now, I just want to full circle around a little bit here. How is your energy level now that you've got projects? You're doing things more like what
Yeah.
are you as tired or was that an actual
Mm.
aging issue or was it what I thought it was, which was kind of almost a little bit of a depression issue of like not doing as much. So where are you with that now? And and is if it's a mental thing, is all of the busyness because you love the checklist is it working better for you? Like where is this? Cuz I think a lot of people that get overwhelmed in life and kind of check out because they are overwhelmed and they don't know how to balance fall very easily into where you were a while back. So I just want to
Sure.
full circle around with that too.
Yeah. No, I feel like I'm not as tired. One of the things that I've been experiencing lately,
Okay.
however, is and I think it probably has to do with hormones, is the waking up about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So that to me is like legitimately tired,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm not sleeping as well. But I think you had hit on something about the boredom because that was we were still pretty new to the area. The acting stuff was
Yes.
slow. I was just starting with the antique business. There wasn't as much filling my life, and I'm not one of those people where every like you, like every second of the day
Right.
has to be filled, but gosh, it's so amazing to me how as we get older too, that we continue to learn about ourselves.
Oh gosh, yes.
It's just I think that's really cool, and if you can have these moments, these epiphany moments where you're like, "Oh, wow, that's a thing about me." For me, being creative is such an area where I thrive. And even as I'm
Yes.
saying this, I'm thinking about times when I was a child where I would be bored, and it's like, I remember saying out loud, "I need to do something creative." And I never really thought about that before until, like, I'm saying it to you right now. So I'm having another
Yeah.
epiphany. As
Yeah.
we speak, real life in the
Yeah.
moment epiphany. So, and I don't think that was happening to me in the way that I needed it to. There is always stuff that we can do. I still have to, like,
Yeah.
we've been at our new house for 4 years now, and the basement has not been redone the way I want it to be done and all those things. So there's stuff that always has to be done,
Yeah.
but those are the things then kind of that become overwhelming for me because I'm not feeding
Right.
these other areas. Now I'm feeding
Okay.
these areas.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And so I feel
now
to
looking
answer
at
your
that,
question, yeah,
yeah, you're better,
I think you were
but
spot on with that.
I think you're also hitting like what your girlfriend was asking. I think now looking at it, like if you were to go back or if she listens to this, obviously she does. Um, I think the balance in check. So we'll go over it. Do you have FOMO? Right?
Yeah,
Are you doing things, the wants and the needs, where what's driving them?
yeah.
Are you a person that needs more structure? Will that help?
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
but I also think you hit on one other thing. I think that no matter what you do, when you start to feel overwhelmed, even if you have FOMO like me, or even if you're prioritizing like you, I think that there needs to be things in our life that we do that ultimately and for the only sole purpose bring us joy. Okay.
And
So
don't you
I might be doing a million things because I have FOMO. And yes, do they bring me joy? Yes. But ultimately, I think burnout happens when you need something to just go, I'm so looking forward to this. This is my refreshing moment. So if balancing something means I just need to go sit out in the sunshine for 30 minutes a day because that brings me joy. Cranking
Mhm.
my music in my headphones and laying there and
Yeah,
relaxing, or meditation, or a bike ride, or a walk, or painting a watercolor, whatever it is, it can be something that you're not doing for anyone else. You're not doing it for
right.
fear of missing out. You are doing it solely because it brings you joy. And guess what? If it's scrubbing toilets, because when they're done, you feel accomplished and that brings you joy. I don't care what it is, but
Right.
I think a lot of the balance is when we feel overwhelmed and burdened because we can't balance, it's because we're doing, like you said, we've got too many hats on and we're doing too many things for or with other people, but we're
And I
not
think
doing anything for solely ourselves.
right, and I think that that is something that is universal throughout both
Yes.
sexes,
Oh,
because
100%.
I feel like men can really fall into that category too, and one of the great
Yeah.
things that I've really encouraged, like, my husband, since we've moved and he's kinda connected with some guys, he has taken up golf, and he has 1 day a week where you most weeks where he goes out and does that, and, like, what you are saying
Yeah.
is that is his thing, and we were with friends for dinner the other night, and they're talking about potentially moving and, just kind of going back to our other podcast that we had talked about, finding community and how important that was to us. And we touched on that. Like, what is something that you really like that you can get
Right.
involved with in your community? Because that will help you get
Yes.
connected and help you find like-minded people and all of that, as being people that no longer have children, that we're making friends and
Right.
everything with other parents and all of that. Not that we no longer have children, young children. We some of us may
Right.
still, but using that as a
Yes.
catalyst to build community.
Yes.
And
Yes.
so I was asking her, I said, "Well, so what do you do that you just like to do? Is there
Yeah.
something that you really like to do?" And there was nothing.
Oh, wow.
There was
Yeah.
nothing. And I felt, oh, geez, like
Yeah.
we need to find that within ourselves. And I think I don't know if
Yes.
it's an American mindset or what, but I feel like there's often guilt associated with taking time to do something that we love. And it's interesting
Right.
because in that thing that I asked Chat GPT, one of the things that it says is protect white space. Now, you may call that your dark day, but it says
I'm going to call it a white day now. Let's call it white space,
call it a
bright
white
space.
day,
I'm going
protecting
to call it
white space.
bright
And
space.
it says to schedule one guilt-free evening off weekly, or one half day with no tasks, or one
Yeah.
social thing weekly. Rest is productive because burnout destroys output. This is
Woohoo!
from
So see,
this
I
is
think
from
ChatGPT took it
this
from my
is
dark
from
days and they
Chat
just changed it. But
GPT. So it
yeah,
says, and then it
so
was like,
good.
what's actually burning you out? And it talked about these hidden drains, constant task switching, feeling behind on everything, no clear stopping point, every task has equal priority, no
Yeah.
recovery time, and carrying everything mentally. So we need to
Yeah.
protect that space. And I think the really important thing that it hit on was that that guilt free. We need to
Yes.
get protect ourselves from feeling overwhelmed, protecting ourselves from feeling burned out is to take that time
Mhm.
completely guilt free and knowing that
I agree.
that is okay. And scheduling, it
Yeah.
says schedule it in. So I know
Yeah.
that I've been good about that, like, especially if Brad and I, like before this trip of going to Los Angeles, because I was gone for almost 3 weeks, I made sure that, like, Brad and I had time scheduled where we went out to a nice dinner because I was gonna be gone from
Mhm.
Brad for 2 weeks. So I'm good about that before I go somewhere, but I don't know that I'm good about that on a weekly basis and really protecting
Or even
myself
for yourself. Yes, exactly,
protecting
and I think
myself, and
that's a great
yeah, I know.
I love
Way
that.
to go, AI.
Well, and I
Way to
like
go.
that it's that it's putting it in a positive light as like
Right.
you said, because we will feel guilty and not do that, and um, I think just I mean, it all
Or
revolves around the whole
we will feel guilty,
self-care.
not even not and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Mm-mm.
not feeling guilty and not doing it, that's
Right.
one, but feeling guilty because we did do it, that's like the
That's a whole
A,
yeah,
we can feel
yeah,
guilty and not do it, or B, we can feel guilty because we did do it. And I
right.
think we just need to, like, no way. For our mental
Guilt just
health,
needs to go completely.
guilt needs to
Whether you
go.
do it or you don't do it, just don't feel guilty.
Get it
Just
out of here. Get it out
ease
of
up
here.
on yourself a little. Yeah,
Knock it
get
away.
out of here.
Get out of here.
Ease up on yourself a little bit. So it's
100%.
kind of
Like,
interesting.
gosh.
So, for those of you that don't know, and a lot of you that do know, my son is a singer songwriter, and um, comes out with a whole lot of music all the time. So, and he's a great songwriter, like
Yeah.
great songwriter. So,
Yeah.
so interesting. So one of his songs I was listening the other day, and and I know all the words to his song because he's my son, so of course I know them all. But
Of
um,
course.
there's a line in one of his songs, and I've stuck by this since he wrote the song years ago. But it literally says, um, "When your world's on fire, it doesn't mean you have to burn. When you're underwater, it doesn't mean you're going to drown." And I think
Mm,
sometimes
mm.
when we see burnout, chaos around us, we feel like, oh my gosh. But
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
hold up a second. Just because the world's on fire doesn't mean you're going to burn.
Yeah.
Just because things around you are chaotic and busy and whatever doesn't mean you're going to drown. Like,
Yeah.
you have the ability, there's a better plan. I mean, that there's a better way. And so when you start to feel overwhelmed, overburdened, everything is kind of coming down on you, you need to separate yourself from that and go, this is in this space over here. Everything's chaotic. I have the choice to step away and not be a part of all of that. And that's
Yeah.
where that self-care comes in. That's where
Yeah.
that white day or whatever you want to call it comes in, when it's like, whoa, this is running all too fast here. I need to step back for a second.
Yeah.
I don't need to be in the middle of the tornado. I don't
Yeah.
need to be there. I don't even need to be in the quiet zone of the tornado. I need to step back and be about 10 blocks away. That's where I
And
need to be.
I think when we get caught up in the, "I can't do it, like, it's too much, there's too much, I can't do it,"
Right.
that actually adds to it.
Yes, it does.
That adds
Yes, it
to it
does.
because, yes, you
And so
can take a step
mhm,
back, take a deep breath.
just
What are the
disengage. I think
priorities? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the
if you
discipline.
feel overwhelmed so much and you're like, I can't even explain this, I need to call a girlfriend. And it's like, when there's so much noise going on in your head,
Mm,
then what you need to do is just shut off. Honestly, like, literally go take 2 hours and go take a nap, or just stop, get out of your brain. I'm going to kind of use this silly example. I love to play pickleball, as you know.
Yeah.
And when you play pickleball with lots of different people, everybody has different styles. And I have found that when I play pickleball, I don't like a lot of talk on the court for me. I like to
Okay.
concentrate on my shots. I like to play. I like to joke around a little bit. But I don't like to chat between my partner very much. There are other people who, when they play, there's a lot of chatter on the court. So I'll use this example. Sometimes you're playing with someone, and the way I like to play is if I'm going to go for a shot, I'll call me or I've got it, like whatever. There are other players that will call me, I've got it, but on top of it, when they don't, they will say you, you the
Oh,
whole time.
okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're going for a shot, you think you've got it, and somebody's going, you, and then the noise in my head, it just becomes so much. Like all I'm doing is concentrating on the how many times they've said you and how many shots have I missed because they said you and
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what they said because I'm trying to think.
Say squirrel,
And
squirrel.
okay,
Yeah.
so right, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel.
Squirrel,
So
sparkly.
I I feel like sometime, or I'm driving in the car and my husband will say, turn here, left turn, stop, brake, there's a red light. It's like all the noise in my head. That's a whole nother discussion because I am geographically challenged. So sometimes he has to. But sometimes the noise in the head becomes so much that I can't even see the ball anymore on the court.
Sure. Wow,
So I'm
that's such a
using this
great metaphor
analogy
for
like,
life.
isn't it? So sometimes you can't see what's right in front of you because the noise is so
Yes.
much. And I
Yes.
have to literally step away.
Yes.
Okay. So step away for a second so you can have a clear visual of what's in front of you. Because if you don't and you stay in that game too long,
Yep.
you're going to be missing every shot.
And again, we are not therapists, we are not counselors, we are not psychiatrists
Kind
or
of we
anything like
are.
this, but we
We're not licensed.
self-proclaimed. But no, we are
Self-proclaimed we are.
speaking from what has worked
Yes.
for us.
Yeah. And what we've
That's
seen
it.
in
For me
life.
for
So,
me, it's getting those ducks in a row so that I can then take care of like I love the schedule that ChatGPT created for me. And
yeah,
it also gave me like low energy days, what to get
yeah.
done on low energy days and what to
You've
get
got a
done on high
plan.
energy days. I'm like, how do you know me so well?
Yeah.
You know,
And
you know me so
sometimes the best therapy is just being in the room with a friend.
Oh, it is, and
And
Rima,
it
I have
is.
loved being in the room with you, and I hope
So,
to our listeners that there's some awesome takeaway. You know,
yeah,
please, we love comments, we love ideas, we love all of that. We love interaction,
absolutely.
obviously.
And we
So
hope that
let us know
being in
what
the room
you
with us
do.
today, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I would
hopefully
love to
you
know
got a
what.
little something. And
Yeah.
I mean, I wish you all were in the room with us sometimes because it just the energy and engaging
Yeah.
with each other
Yeah.
clears your head. So hopefully if you came into today a little burdened or whatever, hopefully just being in the room with us kind
Overwhelmed,
of clears your head a little bit, overwhelmed.
burnt out,
Hopefully we did not overwhelm you. Sorry, I had to just
squirrel,
do that. Squirrel, squirrel. Um,
squirrel.
but hopefully
Yeah.
you could walk
Yeah.
away with some tools that might be able to help you, that have helped
Yeah.
us. And
Yeah.
we look forward to seeing you next week in
Next
the
time.
room.
Yep. Yep. I
All
love you,
right.
Rima. I'll see you
Love
in the
y'all.
room.
Have a great
Bye.
week. Bye.